Well, I'd like to welcome you to our grand opening celebration for the Duluth Case Tulu courts. We have a lot of interest and excitement from our elected officials and quite a few here today that will be speaking. So I'm going to keep my remarks relatively brief today and turn the microphone over to them to really talk about this great opportunity of these Tulu courts. And so you may be looking over my shoulder at these courts and think, you've never seen anything quite like this. And there's really a good reason for that. This is the first Tulu court in Minnesota. And in addition to that, this is only the second official Tulu court in the country. And so today we'll have our dedication ceremony, or grand opening. We've got some speakers, we'll have a ribbon cutting, and we've got quite a few Tulu players here today that will be able to give us a demonstration on how this sport is played. And as part of that, we actually have one of the national champions, the Tulu, during the July 4th celebration at Como. He's here today, Chia Chu, and he'll be giving a demonstration out here as well today. So if I haven't mentioned, my name is Brian Murphy. I'm a landscape architect with the City of St. Paul Department of Parks and Recreation and the project manager for the Tulu courts. I worked with a colleague in our office, Bianca Paz. I don't see her here today, but she really helped out a lot with this. And I'd also like to thank quickly some of our Parks and Recreation staff that really helped out a lot on the construction of this project, in addition to the contractors that helped. So when we started this process, we initially had to find a site for the Tulu courts, and the area that we're in right now is really the center of a high concentration of the Hmong population. Right across the street, you can see through the trees, we have Hmong Village, which is a really popular destination, shopping, vegetables, and things like that. So this area really has a lot with the Hmong culture. So Duluth Case Recreation Center, a lot of ball fields here. We had the room, parking, and being at the center of the Hmong culture here in St. Paul, this was really a good location for the courts. And the players can attest to that. We worked at length with them on the design and construction of these to make sure we got it right, and they really helped out a lot with this. So the courts, I'll point over here to my left, your right. There's a launching pad where they run up and throw the top, and then the long 70-foot long surface is where they throw the tops out to 8 different stations. And at each station there's a different challenge, and with those challenges come different points. It's a team sport, 2 teams playing at each time, and I think that's about it. And they're very simple. So I'd like to turn it over to our elected officials for some of their words. And first I'd like to welcome Council Member Dan Bostrom.
Thank you. It's really a delight to be here, and welcome to the first Tulu court in St. Paul and maybe in the state of Minnesota. This was a vision that was brought to me in our Parks Department a couple of years ago, and I have to frankly admit I had no idea what Tulu was all about, and hopefully we're going to see a great demonstration today. But the discussion was, where should this actually be located? And I'm a little prejudiced towards the east side, as you might be aware, and through our discussions and just talking about the demographics and where the potential players are, and again, as was pointed out, having the Hmong Village right across the street, this just seemed like a natural location. So after a lot of discussion, it was finally agreed that Case Duluth would be the spot. So I want to welcome you. You know, what folks don't really realize about this particular location, Case Duluth, after World War II, and that's probably before most of you were born or even thought of, this was the site of a gigantic housing area. It was the Quonset huts, where returning veterans and their families settled until permanent housing could be built. And it was a vibrant place. And when it was torn down, people wondered, what in the world are we going to do here? But this neighborhood really didn't have any kind of a recreation facility at all. So the good folks at the city decided back in the middle 50s that this would be a great place for a playground, and they located it, and it's been just a gem. Probably one of the best hidden gems in the city of St. Paul. If you don't have a Google map or something, it's extremely difficult to find your way over here, which is a good and a bad thing, because those that are in the neighborhood love it, and those that are look for it, hopefully they will find it was worth the trip to ultimately get here. So it's a great day for the east side, it's a great day for St. Paul, it's a great day for the Hmong community, and we're going to see some Tulu. So congratulations everyone, and I want to thank the guys that brought this to my attention. And once again, folks, your government does listen to you. So thank you, and to Mike Hom and to Mayor Coleman and our Senator Fong He, all of these gentlemen all participated in this and making it happen. This was a group event, and I want to thank all of them. So welcome to the east side.
Well, welcome to the first Hmong Tulu field in the state of Minnesota. How about that? I want to thank the city of St. Paul, the Park and Rec staff, Mike Hahn especially, for taking the initiative and make this happen. I also like to thank the Tulu player, because it's you that come to me, and also Uncle Chow Vu and Uncle Chow He, for pushing this, talking with the mayor, pushing me when I get to office. Uncle Chow Vu and Uncle Chow said, we got to get Duluth Field done for the Hmong community, and also approach the mayor, and I'm thank you for the mayor to put in his 2014 budget, and so here we are. So I also want to thank District 5 Council for listening and think that this is needed. And first, when I met with the Tulu team, you said, the Minnesota, being the largest Hmong community in Minnesota across the whole state, across the whole United States, we don't often take first place. And I said, why? And Tuj said, because we don't have Duluth Field. We got to have Duluth Field in order to take national first place every single year. So here we are, we have Duluth Field now, and so hopefully you guys will take first place every year, all right? Or bring them here, host the Duluth competition here, so we can bring, spending money from out of state to here in the city of St. Paul. But I'm glad Councilman Dan Bostrom talked about the history of the east side, what this place located. I want to bring a different line of history too. Being that the Hmong American community has been here for a little bit over 40 years, and even though this is a fun and game, but also has political symbolism, especially you think about that it takes 40 years for us to be here, and now we are playing again. We're not fearful of our enemy anymore. We are comfortable in this environment. So as a people of a migrant culture, we are here to stay. We cannot migrate anymore, and I won't encourage people to migrate anymore to other places. Let's stay here. Let's build here. Let's make sure our young children, our young people have jobs. Let's make sure our children have good education, and let's make sure that we also have recreation that fit our culture. And once now that this field is here, it's not just for Hmong men alone. It's also for Hmong women, for young girls, and it's not just for Hmong alone too. It's for everybody, for black and white, for Latino, for everybody to play. So all of you, the Tulu field, be open-minded, be friendly, and teach other people how to play. Teach me how to play too. Even though I'm Hmong, I'm not very good. Teach the mayor, teach my hand, and teach Brian. So here we are, first Tulu field, and thank you for being here, and thank you for all the hard work make us today. So thank you.
Thank you all. I'm Mike Hom. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation for the City of St. Paul, and I have the privilege of leading what is a Parks and Recreation department and system that is second to none. Our community takes great pride in our Parks and Recreation system, and our staff, a lot of our staff that are joining us here today, take pride in the work we do to bring these services to the community. But we cannot continue to be a great Parks and Recreation system unless we continue to evolve and continue to listen to the community and bring services that the community expects to grow the system. And this is an example of this. We heard from our residents and our visitors, many of which from Hmong heritage, that the game of Tulu is important, and we did not have this service in our Parks and Recreation system, and we worked hard to provide this. Great Parks and Recreation systems also cannot continue to be great without champions for progress and champions for equity in our work. And I'm grateful to have the support of leaders like Councilmember Bostrom, like Senator Herr, that support that work. And I am very grateful to work for St. Paul Mayor Chris Coleman, who when he heard about the pursuit of Tulu, asked me what would be required to bring this to the community. We provided some basic information and a budget number, and the mayor included it in his 2015 budget. So it's with that I want to welcome my boss, Mayor Chris Coleman, to the microphone.
It's great to be here today to open up this court. And I want to thank Brian for your efforts, your great work. This has been a little bit of a long time coming. And Councilmember Bostrom, for your support of this project. It is great to have it here in Ward 6. The fact of the matter is, this is a fulfillment of a promise made several years ago, when I did sit down with Uncle Charles and Senator Herr, and we had that conversation. And I said, well, I don't know what a Tulu court is, but we're gonna get one built, and we understood how important it was. And so we're very grateful to have this because we are a community that continues to be a very dynamic, a very vibrant, multicultural society. And to be a welcoming place, we need welcoming spaces, and we need places where people can gather and where they can participate in traditional cultural activities. And this is certainly one of those spaces that we think is going to continue to grow. And as we take national championships, because people have been able to practice on these courts, hopefully the interest in this game will grow as well. I don't know that anybody's ever going to be able to teach me how to throw one of these things. I don't know that my shoulders could withstand the strain on it. But it's really, it is a wonderful, wonderful thing that we're bringing to the community. But it wouldn't have happened but for leaders that have had the vision, that have insisted upon us moving forward on it, so that we could include it in the budget and get this actually done. So Mike, for your leadership, thank you so much. For all of you that will participate and play on these courts, we're very excited to officially kick them off. And without any further ado, I think we should cut a ribbon.